The appreciation of the US dollar is causing concerns in Brazil. Prices are rising, but in some industries that's not necessarily a bad thing, at least in the short term. Paulo Cabral joins us now with more from Brazil. Paulo?
Well, actually, there are some concerns with Brazilian economy. Growth has been disappointing over the last year, and inflation is rising, as you were saying. But there are also some positive signs. Last quarter, the GDP growth was better than expected, and also unemployment remains very low. And then there is the issue of currency. Brazilian real has been devaluating quite strongly, and this, of course, causes some problem, but also has a good side. The people in this workshop are mining old circuit boards and cell phones for metals that can be recycled. All of this will be exported, in this case to Japan, where the metal recovered here and made into blocks will be refined and reused. All these cell phones are to be exported for recycling. The price from $6 to $8 for 1 kilo. And it's a good thing for the exporters that all these prices are denominated in US dollars, because the Brazilian real depreciated almost 15% only this year. It's the same logic on another scale for Brazil's big commodity exporters, trading soybeans and iron ore. The appreciation of the US dollar greatly increases their profits in local currency, because it will make Brazilian commodities much cheaper than US exports.
External trade balance is deteriorating because the recent tendency to import was very robust. But now, with the changing in the exchange rate, we are going to reverse this tendency.
However, the president of the Brazilian Association of Foreign Trade says there are two sides to this issue.
Of course, the currency devaluation is good for exporters, but it will be a problem for the importers. And actually, there are many manufacturers' goods we export that are made with imported components. So on one side, the cost for these companies will also increase.
Back at the recycling firm, they know that striking a fine balance is essential for their long-term survival.
Of course, the devaluation of the real is good for my business in the short term, but if this goes too far and things get too expensive, then people will buy less, and I will have less material to recycle and export.
Economists say that the devaluation of the currency will help to make Brazilian products more competitive abroad. But most warn that more sustainable growth can only come from increased productivity. But actually, in this G20 meeting, politics certainly was going to overshadow all these economic discussions. There is the overwhelming issue of Syria, of course, but there is also a specific tension between Brazil and the United States. That's over the allegations that the Americans would be monitoring communications of the Brazilian president, Dilma Rousseff. And this is what the Brazilian media has been talking about the expected meeting between Mrs. Rousseff and President Obama to discuss this issue.
Thanks, Paulo. Paulo Cabral there from Sao Paulo in Brazil.